and they came after me. They were looking for me all over the street. Armed guys, SUVs, all that stuff, and they couldn't find me, and they went to the club, and they asked for me there, and I'm gonna sit back down and tell you guys the rest of the story. So if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, I'll place them here. I'll link them down in the description below. Part 1 is about everything leading up to the fight, so you guys really understand the story, and part 2 is about the actual fight. Now, after the fight happened, crossing the street, headed straight towards the Starbucks. Straight towards the Starbucks to the corner, and then I proceed to go left straight towards my apartment building. And I lived in the very top floor, like I explained in the past videos. So if you guys see the flashing circle at the very top, I lived at the very top over there, but on the other side facing the pool area. So not facing the street, facing the pool area. And I also had access to the very top of the building, and the building is right next to a hotel. Like, the buildings actually pretty much almost touch each other, almost. They're right next to each other. So at the very top of the building, I could not only see everything on the street, I could see left all the way to the Starbucks, I could see right all the way to the beach, so I could see exactly who's coming in and out of that street. See left all the way to the Starbucks, I can see right all the way to the beach, so I can see exactly who's coming in and out of that street. That said, I also had a way to lock that door, because see, like, this door that led up to the 6th floor had like a lock on it, but the lock was locked like this, and to like a metal thing that I actually did not close. So I was able to open that thing up with a hammer, with the back part of a hammer, just lift it up, and I was able to like take that lock on and off. So I was able to go up there, take that lock out, go in there, close it back up with the hammer, like lock it back up with the lock in, so the door's pretty much locked. Then I'm pretty much at the top part of the apartment building, and I have the option of jumping into the hotel next door. Now, the hotel next door, there was 2 balconies that I could pretty much get to. So I could get to 2 rooms through the balcony, and there was rooms on the other side that I could just get through the they had like a window that is part of the bathroom or whatever, and one of the hallways. So I could just jump into the building next door from my building, and if worst came to worst, and if they did come get me. So I also had binoculars, these right here, so I could see everything from far away, from up there, in case they were coming to get me. So this is basically where I would spend a few nights. Also, when I worked in the other club, when I was threatened, when things happened, I would come back home, and I would first of all always check the pool area, just as a habit, and I would proceed to go all the way to the top of the building and just watch the street, pretty much until quite like it was fucking hot. Like, at some point, I had to go back into my apartment to get a hat, to get my sunglasses, and come back up. And pretty much didn't get much sleep that night either, that day. I was up the entire day. finally, I did go back into my apartment, got some stuff, and I had to work the next day again. So I pretty much got ready, you know, got my ass to work, and then when I got to work the next day, which was Saturday, I believe it was, you know, they all knew about it at the club, what had happened. I mean, at least the head of security knew about it and the bouncers knew about it. So when I got there, you know, they basically told me, you know, so you had an exciting night last night. I was like, kind of. He was like, yeah, they came here asking about you after they were looking for you everywhere. You know, the thing is, like I explained in the first video, the entire staff of the club lived like far from the club. The only ones that lived relatively close were like the owner and the manager, these kind of people. I think just the manager. I think the owner also lived kind of far, but not in the ghetto area, in a rich area. But anyway, nobody lived as close to the club as I did, so nobody was even, especially those guys, they were really not, I think, expecting for me, like a bouncer from that club, to live like 2 blocks down in the tourist area, which is whatever, the rich area. So I go and he's like, yeah, well, we'll talk later about it, you know, just go get your stuff, get your radio, go inside. So I get my stuff, I get the radio, and I go inside. And then once inside, I run into one of the captains. There was like 3 waiters of captains, 2, sometimes 3, and a manager. And one of the waiters of the captains, one of the captains of the waiters. I just assumed everyone knew at that point, but they didn't. Only the bouncers knew. So I was like, so what do you think? Is everything gonna be all right? And he's like, it's what gonna be all right? And I'm like, oh, he doesn't know. So I kind of had to kind of tell him the story then, and what he did was not, and told me I was crazy. Yeah, that said, I worked that night, the whole night. Nothing pretty much happened, like no one came to get me or nothing like that. But the next day, my boss, the same guy that I talked to when I got in there in the beginning of the night, told me, you know what, we're just gonna use you now for days that are really super busy. Basically, that's what he told me, which is, I was there pretty much every time they opened, I was there, busy or not, but he basically switched it to just, you know, whenever it's holidays, whenever there's tourism, whenever it's going to be like a busy night, like, we'll for sure need you, but for now, it's like, just stay home, you know, on days that it's not busy. But after he told me that I quit altogether, I just quit, and, you know, not long after that, I sold my apartment, sold my truck, sold everything, and ended up leaving Mexico. No, it's an extra bonus, guys. That I will tell you guys. It has to do with working security in Mexico, working security in general over there, these kind of jobs, right? It's also the reason why maybe nothing happened to me with all these things over there is this. Bonus footage was supposed to be 2 minutes, and I could have made it 2 minutes if I would have had a Ramsey Dewey approach to it, where I just face the camera and only talk to you guys. But as always, as I'm editing, in order to get my point across better and get you guys to really visualize everything I'm saying with detail, and to really show you guys also some sort of proof of the things that I'm saying, I ended up doing a lot of editing in this video, and it ended up being 12 minutes instead of 2. That's 12 minutes instead of 2. So first of all, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, take a moment to subscribe, hit that bell button, like, share the video to raise awareness with other people, especially about Mexico. And you can always comment, ask me any questions you want in the comments below. I tend to answer quite quickly if I'm online, so you guys can... I tend to give quite broad, explained answers with examples, just like I do with my videos, guys. This video link on the right here is hidden, so only people with the link can see the video, and those people are only you guys. So only you guys that have seen this video till the end can actually see part 4 right now. That video I will put on Premiere, I will put it on Open sometime next weekend. So that said, guys, enjoy the next video. And to the few of you guys that actually watched this live with me right now and interacted with me in the comments, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Go ahead and click on that link, and I will read you right now in the comments below on part 4.